Well, we'll hear another part of the master plan then. David.
Good evening. Dorothy McCarty from Cotter is here. Dorothy's going to give you a quick overview of our recommendation from both the building and architectural team of what we'd like to move forward as we go into construction documents. I recall we heard feedback in the past about elements in the facade, and Dorothy's going to address what is our next iteration.
Good evening. I'm pleased to present our. I don't know. I'm usually loud enough if you can hear me.
No, we were getting a buzz out of it,
yeah,
so we kind of turned it off. So
I'll speak up. So, what we have completed is called the design development phase of the construction of the new cafeteria addition and the associated renovations in the core area. And in order to keep our schedule going, we are planning to move into construction documents the first week of December in order to make our schedule dates. And to do that, and before doing that, we wanted to come back to the board and give you an update on where we're at now with the design and respond to some of the earlier comments that we received from the board at the September board meeting. So a couple of the key features that you're seeing in this version that are different than what you saw. The majority of the construction here is to be brick, and I'm going to move to a different view. This is, obviously this is the bird's eye view. This one shows you the various views of the cafeteria, and as I mentioned, the majority of the construction is to be brick, which will be a reflection of the area that surrounds it, the existing A and B and the library construction, a reflection of that. But there are some abstractions of that material and that look that will really make this stand out as a special place, a jewel on its own, and also take the ideas that are surrounding it and reflect them, but in a little bit more of a contemporary way. So for example, if you see that lowest view, you can see we're using the same brick blend, but using a slightly different pattern to bring this more into a contemporary look that still reflects the area around it. And then an important feature also that we heard your feedback on at the board meeting 2 months ago had to do with the very large mechanical unit that was originally planned to be on the roof of the cafeteria. And it was a very large unit, and even though we tried different options, screening it this way or screening it that way, and I've got to give compliments to Leggett. I forget how many different iterations we got to on this, perhaps 10, but none of us were satisfied with what we could do aesthetically and functionally with having the big rooftop unit up there. So what is planned now is to actually rather than having one large unit that did not fit in the basement, the new basement construction, without excavating down an additional 5 feet, we are going to be splitting that one large unit into 2 smaller units. And I'm just so pleased that that's the solution that we have to present to you. We're talking about 2 smaller units that now fit in the new basement without doing the additional excavation. And I want to add that the additional excavation meant we were digging down an additional 5 feet, which not only added to cost, but it also was presenting some logistics problems, like we were getting below the water table. So I'm very pleased that the new version, the end of the design development version, is to split it into 2 smaller air handling units, which will be in the basement. And speaking for Greg here for facilities, they would much rather have a major piece of mechanical equipment in the basement for the sake of maintenance of access rather than on a roof. So I just wanted to say we're really pleased with what we're seeing on this. And as I said, we are planning to move into construction documents the first week of December. And I know you're all very familiar with construction process by now. but the construction documents, those are the actual bid documents that the final pricing will be based on. So let me just, we are also still working on site circulation and so forth. What is developing with the design is the wonderful connection that this cafeteria is also going to be giving you with your access to the views of the lake and the circulation to the lower level patio. It will really tie together these different interactive student areas with this beautiful site that we have to work with. And so, do you have any questions about where we're at or any comments on what you're seeing?
Good.
Oh, good.
Okay.
Thank you. Yeah, we're very pleased with how this is developing. And I don't mean just me, I mean the whole team. I do mean the whole team.
On that second picture down, is that like an outside seating area there with the umbrellas?
Yes, yes, we'll
Okay.
have a patio off the cafeteria.
Good.
We tried to brick in the unit and it just looked like a big wedding.
It just got bigger and bigger, you know,
Yeah.
like,
So the whole team got very creative and figured out a way to take care of it.
Good.
Is the roof buildable? Can you build on top of the roof?
what a great question. We are not planning on putting like another story up above it, because that would complicate your vertical circulation and all that. But we are making sure that Jeff and his team design this for photovoltaics, which we may include either as an alternate or a future consideration. So we want to make sure that the structure is suitable to add photovoltaic arrays up there for solar power. That's what we're thinking about for this roof. I do want to point out that just so no one is surprised when it's under construction, you can sort of see tucked away in the corner of the lower roof. We will have to have a kitchen exhaust fan up there, which will be screened, but we need that. You need to have the kitchen exhaust up above it. There's a black iron grease duct and a lot of technical mumbo jumbo that goes along with that. But I wanted to point that out so nobody is surprised at that later. But, you know, as I said, it's kind of tucked around the corner and it is screened. Any other questions?
All right, then,
Good. We're excited to move on to the next step.
yeah, we'll be moving forward with this, keep your promise.
Thanks, George.
Thank you.
Well, that does conclude my report, Chairman.